You got an email from the Lead Summit. I mean, their marketing is amazing. I don't know how I ended up on their list, but years ago I did, and they just kept up with their correspondence ever since. Being in New York City, I'm privileged to be around a ton of shows in the e-commerce space, from Amazon, D2C, even general business shows. The better part of it is this one was free. The Lead Summit brings a bunch of brands together with a lot of service providers or agencies. And being my first year there was a few differences in that show. So there were 3 stages going on, all of which with a different session. I'll leave it up to you. I'm not gonna actually, you know what? I'll pull it up to see if they still have it on their site. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, so I'm gonna share my screen here, and let's see how it rolls. Right. Putting remarks, stage 1, everybody packs into stage 1, and then you have really your tracks. Now, simultaneous tracks are good in one sense where you can choose one track and then catch up on recordings later. But in this case, it was not made clear that recordings would be available later. But, anyways, in regards to the caliber of speakers, great caliber of speakers. They really knew what they were talking about. I mean, it's not every day where you get to sit down with the high ups of Baked by Melissa and I think it's Overtime, like some crazy sports channel that has like a million views, but I'm not cool enough to subscribe to get the name right at this point. Um, the better part of this were not the presentations. They just were not. The better part of this was actually the hosted meetings program. You'll see that right here. Brands actually got paid to meet with service providers. And it was sort of like a speed dating between sellers or brands and service providers in that way. The best part of it was we got to mix and match before the summit so that if you were relevant to my company and you were relevant to my whatever service I was providing, we were able to sort of link up and whatever we whatever we might have any business pursuits or any business doing later on, we can meet up and talk about it. Every one of those meetings, that person did a fantastic job in research and LinkedIn and reaching out to me prior and so on. But yeah, that was a highlight of this particular show. Now, if you are a D2C brand, you should definitely give the site a look, and I'll put the site. You can find the site. I will try to put it in the description below or the comments, however these lives work. But I'm not again to respect the show. I'm not going to go into the how each presentation was because of the content. I don't want to get into that kind of murky water. Um, but yeah, 3 shows simultaneously going on, walk around. Honestly, the first the first day would have been enough. You didn't have to go there for both days. And the brand only cruise was actually or the brand only yacht, as they called it, was pretty good. A bunch of brands, a bunch of networking got to know each other after day 1. We took a yacht right off the pier. Everything happened right next to the dock. So we literally just ran out back, got onto a boat, rode around the Statue of Liberty. Just a bunch of brands, a bunch of people having a good time after a long show day, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, the lead did a great job. Great to go learn, get some exposure. 2 days, not necessary. And the hosted meetings program, that was a pretty good starting point. So given that it's free for brands, definitely give it a look and you may learn something. So if you ask me, it's a pretty low price to pay to get some exposure to the latest trends in the industry and potentially network and get a free yacht ride. See you at the next one, guys.